Hey everybody,
You may begin.
welcome back to another episode of Rum and Cinema, first one of 2026. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at Marty Supreme, Timothee Chalamet, and Josh Safdie, and others going for gold. In theaters now. And as always, I'm joined by my guests, Nate and Jake. Jake, how's the New Year treating you?
New Year's going great. I'm pumped that we got such a nice early start, nice organized start. Looking forward to that list that you sent out. I think you sent it on the 1st, and I'm like, yeah, he's doing some New Year's planning.
Dude, I'm on ADHD meds now. We're gonna be set.
Nice.
Executive function is happening.
Yep, looked great going forward, and super excited to talk about this movie. I had been looking forward to it for a long time. Even before like the big marketing blitz, which I also loved, but I just remember seeing in some interview that he was doing a ping pong movie, and flying out a coach with him everywhere he'd go
for like the last
his other movies
7 years.
Yeah. And so I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good. So yeah, real excited to talk about it, and excited to kick off the new year with it.
Hell yeah, Nate. How did you hate this movie?
I love this movie. I hate that I don't have anything to bitch about. No, I'm super pumped that we start off the new year with such a banger.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Taylor didn't have an amazing time, not because of any criticism of the movie. We left and I could tell she was like super uncomfortable, and she described the movie as extremely dysregulating. And I could see what she means.
Oh,
if you're like, it was very stressful and like just nonstop.
Barely controlled chaos of a film.
Did she see Uncut Gems?
Is like, no.
Okay, so she didn't get the precursor to the Safdie experience. Because that is similar. It's a 2.5 hour panic attack.
I haven't seen it either, but I read that this is like a more refined type of, Uncut Gems.
I feel like Uncut Gems has like not as high of dysregulation, but it's more constant. Like once it starts, it just goes the whole time. Whereas this one is like
this felt
punch.
Constant. You got a couple little breaks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
But it can be a criticism for some, for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was absolutely wild.
How packed was the theater you went to?
Pretty empty.
Okay.
We went at 6:30 on Tuesday. Yeah, I was kind of sad how empty it was, honestly. There was basically like the row up the middle.
Yeah.
But like that's about it.
Was it cheap movie day?
It was. Which is also why I was surprised.
The theater I went to, packed. Barely got a parking spot.
People of culture.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's surprising. Like it's pretty low down. Like when I went to book the movie, I had to scroll pretty far to get to it. Like there's some blockbusters out, I guess, like some honestly not very exciting looking movies.
You had to scroll past Avatar.
And David.
Avatar.
Avatar.
Fucking David. Yeah. Anaconda. I'm not gonna trash
curious about that.
Go watch it.
What, you watched it?
No, go watch it, I said.
Oh, go watch it? No, I just want to know the numbers.
Oh, like box office?
Yeah.
Let's see. David. And Goliath. That's what I'm waiting for.
We talk about Marty Supreme's marketing campaign. The David marketing campaign was insane.
$22 million.
Huh.
And it grossed 71 total.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's
so
domestic.
It's a success.
Yeah. It did well for itself. So yeah, Marty Supreme. This movie is written and directed by Josh Safdie, also written by Ronald Bornstein. The Safdie brothers, you may recognize. Benny is in most of Christopher Nolan's movies lately. He's in Oppenheimer. He will be in Odyssey. They directed Uncut Gems together. This is the first of the split of those fellas to be on their own. And I hate to say it, but we kind of find out who the good one is with this one.
Smashing Machine.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
saw it.
That's true. That is Benny, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll give that one a try at some point. I'll watch it before the Academy Awards. So I
feel like it'll be nominated.
It's going to be in the noms, right?
It'll be nominated for Best Actor, but I don't think Best Picture.
I don't think it'll make Best Picture at this point.
No.
I think at the time the buzz was there.
Yep.
But I think there's just been
Hamnet.
you know,
Hamnet probably took a spot. This movie will be there for sure. One Battle After Another. There's 10, so like there's a chance, but
Sinners should be there.
Sinners for sure will be there. We're missing some, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marty Supreme, starring Timothee Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Odessa Azion. I don't know how to say it, but first time I've seen her. She was incredible. Tyler, the Creator. Fran Drescher is back. She was funny. Luke Manley was really good as Dion. It was a great cast. It's like we all said.
Kevin
O'Leary, that's the one, yeah. He played himself as a Shark Tank guy, basically.
Yep.
Even made negotiations and got to spank Timothée Chalamet. Everyone's dream. I will confidently say this is the best movie I saw that came out in 2025. I think it's better than One Battle After Another. I think I had more fun than Begonia, and I will be buying this movie the second it comes out on Blu-ray 4K. I think it's more rewatchable than One Battle After Another, and I think that the arc of Marty is more interesting than the arc of the characters in One Battle After Another. I think we see Marty go through something and come out the other side changed more drastically and in a way that we want him to, more than we saw Leo's character in One Battle After Another.
I
go ahead.
I agree that it's better.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it was One Battle After Another was less focused. It was doing like a few different things. Like this was so focused. Like as you were listening to the actors, I was just like, I liked everyone, but all I can think about is Timothée Chalamet. Like that's what the movie's about, right?
Yes.
Like he's just bouncing from supporting character to supporting character, but like he both being a good actor and the character just completely hawks the screen and just like completely captivates you. So yeah, like One Battle After Another had like different phases and like they did political stuff and they did character stuff and they did wacky comedy. Like this movie was completely focused on just this one charismatic con man, which is like one of my absolute favorite character archetypes.
Yes.
So like, yeah, it just can't be beat.
Yes. I think there's like 2 scenes maybe that Timothée Chalamet is not in, and it's with
Right.
Odessa, and she's
Right.
like doing some. It's just a side story for him to like lead to the next thing.
It really felt like absolutely necessary to explain. Just they were like, you can't cut this because it has to explain how something else happened, and it was like honestly as brief as possible.
Yes. I'm trying to find out. He is almost in the whole 150 minutes. I'm trying to like they usually do a percentage, but it probably won't be until the Oscars come out that they do it.
Sure.
But yeah, he's almost on screen the whole time, which I think Leo was close. No, because they had the whole side story with Sean Penn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Timothée Chalamet's movie, basically.
Yes,
I think you're right.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think he's going to win Best Actor, and rightfully so, because he was... So here's a discussion I had with Abby the other day about actors. Did you feel like you were watching Marty, or did you feel like you were watching Timothée Chalamet?
This one, Marty, absolutely.
Yes, and to the point where, and it, probably not the last time I'll mention the marketing campaign that Timmy has been doing for this movie, but now having seen the movie, and you kind of assumed it at the time, but you realize he's been carrying that Marty persona for that marketing campaign.
Mm-hmm. Confidence.
Yes.
Supreme confidence and self-assuredness. Like, he's the kind of guy that would, like, walk into the Super Bowl without a ticket and be like, "Oh, I'm here." And they'd let him in. I would say there's about 5 minutes of the movie where I was like, that's Timothée Chalamet. And it was when he was, like, rizzing up Gwyneth Paltrow on the phone. I was like, that just feels like how you got Kylie Jenner to hang out with
you. And it worked.
And it did.
There's just... Honestly, I don't have that strong an impression of Timothée Chalamet. I was looking at like a list of his movies and realized I really haven't watched that much. And
you're like, I hate these movies.
Dune. No, absolutely. Well, yeah, other than Dune. But like in interviews I've seen, he plays kind of more quiet and, like just charming, I guess. And this movie just is more of like a smarmy charm where it's just like this absolute dickish competence. So like it really
it's the
didn't like
charm
click
of
over
a
for me.
grifter and a hustler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did also see something about the makeup of this, talking about how they like really put in a lot of work to uh create this like persona with like the 50s era, him just like being acne scarred and having the wispy mustache and everything, that I think also really hides it. Like when you look at a picture, you can see that it's Timothee Chalamet, obviously, but like when you look at a picture side by side, it doesn't look.
Yeah.
He looks
The,
fairly
the
unrecognizable.
Yeah.
it's subtle. It's subtle, so it doesn't look like it should look different than the actor, but it does.
And I think they do a good job.
Yeah, I think the scarring in particular,
Yes.
like the acne scars and stuff,
Really
yeah.
well done. I also thought the rest of the set design and the atmosphere that they built, you felt like you were in the 50s in New York. You know what I mean? Like I'd never for a second felt like I came out of that. I was in the movie the whole time. And I think that's really hard to do for this long of a movie, 2.5 hours. And they crushed it. I didn't want to check my phone once. Didn't want to see what time it was. Didn't have any of those urges.
Yeah.
I had an interesting note on the time for them. So it's definitely like it's set in the 50. It's set in 52. So the costumes, the setting, it's so perfect the whole way throughout. You feel like you're there. But interesting choice that one, the music it's very, a lot of it I feel like is like 80s.
Yes. Yep.
And like a lot of synth sounds. So even just like this like the soundtrack is obviously 80s, but even just like the music that they scored for it is very 80s sounds.
Very new wave, I think they call it.
And then also I don't know. This isn't something that I would claim to be knowledgeable about. It didn't sound like they were talking like they were in their 50s.
No, that's fair.
And
yeah.
But it was consistent. So it didn't pull you out of the movie, right? If it was one character that was kind of speaking with more modern lingo, that would like really pull you out. But when everybody does it, I think it was just a choice that they made. Like, hey, we don't, let's run it 50s setting, but with our own version of lingo and the 80s soundtrack.
Yeah.
And
it's timeless.
It worked beautifully.
It's timeless. Like the
yeah.
I mean, they're not like saying Riz and 6-7 and stuff, but they're also not being like Buster Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. It's that's another thing. Like Paul Thomas Anderson movies, for the most part, to me feel, and that's one battle after another, feel like they're very good time capsules for the moment that they're released. This movie, I feel like, has legs and will be one that you could watch in 15 years and be like, I still really like it. I still like feel the same connection to the movie I feel right now when I watch it. Whereas I feel like one battle after another, I'll look back and be like, oh, that was a weird time, or oh, that was the beginning of the end, or like whatever it ends up being. It's like a snapshot in time versus like a universal moment and a universal feeling.
I will say I do think one of the bigger themes of this movie is very relevant to right now. And I'm sure we'll come back to this idea when we've finished going over the plot. But to kind of jump ahead to that point, I think a big part of this movie is about the American dream. Right?
Yeah.
Marty's chasing the American dream. And in his interviews, Timothee Chalamet, he's been very focused on marketing this movie towards the younger generation, right? Like Gen Z doesn't go to, they're not big into movies as much, and a big part of, I think, the marketing campaign and the movie as a whole is they're trying to revitalize this idea of the American dream to millennials and Gen Z, who there is no American dream anymore, right? The American dream is dead.
Yeah.
Like just economically, it's not a thing anymore. And it's not that it's dying. It's like, as millennials, we never had it.
Right.
And, we're kind of where it disappeared, but it's been it's been pretty much our whole adult lives that it's gone. And then Gen Z now, they never had it either. But, so there is no American Dream anymore. So I think the classic American Dream film doesn't really stand out. And so, yeah, this is something I think they're trying to bring it back.
What a great thought. I didn't even put that together. I really like that. And do you think that he succeeded in the American Dream at the end?
You know what? I don't want to.
Yeah.
I already jumped the gun a bit talking about the American Dream. Let's save the ending talk for the ending.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was going to comment on. So, yeah, we'll wait to the end.
All right, let's get through the plot. Here we go. So this movie, I would explain it to someone as, imagine, like the first 30 minutes are basically table tennis, sorry. It's all table tennis. 1952, Marty Mauser's in New York City. He's a shoe salesman at his uncle's shop in the Lower East Side. He's also a professional table tennis player. He dreams of winning the British Open and defeating a Hungarian champion named Bela Kletsky. He was a former Jewish person that was in. He is a Jewish person. He was formerly in in Auschwitz and like Dachau. And
player he wants to defeat the current champion.
Yes,
not Marty.
Yeah, not Marty. Marty makes a joke about him doing what Hitler couldn't do and finishing him off. And he's like, "I'm Jewish. Don't worry, I can say that." And it got such a laugh in my theater. That was unbelievably funny.
Yes.
Definitely like a guffaw, and then
yeah.
My theater was moderately crowded, and there were chuckles in my theater, but I laughed to the point where I'm like, "Oh, I'm the only one who laughed hard at that." I
was next to our buddy.
Even in the movie, they were like, "Whoa,
oh, yeah, Jesus."
And then because he said that as a response to the reporter's reactions. He's like, "No, it's okay. I'm Jewish. I can say."
And you got to
that.
think it was like 5 years after. So this is like in 2006, someone making a 9/11 joke to like Pete Davidson.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
So he needs $700 in wages that he's owed. He says, from his uncle to go to London. And he doesn't get it. His uncle's on a trip. His mom is like always faking an illness to get him to come home and like see her. It seems like he comes from
the family isn't supportive of his dream of being the table tennis champion.
Yes, they want him to get a nice job. The uncle offers him the manager position at the shoe store. Like, yeah. And also during this time, we see Rachel, played by Odessa, come in and they have sex and she gets pregnant. That's like pretty obvious from the first like credits.
That was the first interesting turn in the movie.
Yeah. The live action sperm recreation.
Yeah. Like not where I was expecting it to go. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, this is health class. Cool.
It's right away. I mean, it starts right away, so you really don't know much of it. But if you were to watch like half of this movie, you would think it just feels so out of place. Mm-hmm. But you realize it is absolutely necessary.
The nice bookend, as they say.
Yes, because they want to make it clear that yes, she is pregnant and he is the father.
He's the dad.
Yeah.
He will deny that until about 2 hours and 28 minutes into this movie. So he is also pitching an orange table tennis bearing his name to his friend's dad, Dion. And Dion's dad is a businessman. Dion's an artist. And it's one of the people that I think that Marty is closest to, but also a person he just uses. It seems like everyone in Marty's life is there just to be a stepping stone to whatever his goal is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So very quickly, when this movie starts off, you're rooting for Marty because, he's chasing this dream. He's working at the shoe store. He has kind of the secret relationship with the girl, and you're rooting for him because you're like, oh, he's owed money and he's not getting it. And oh, his mom is like psycho. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take long for you to realize that he's not a perfect protagonist. Mm-hmm. And honestly, he's on pretty far from that. Yes. He does. Even the people he cares about And you could make arguments that he doesn't care about anybody.
Yes.
But even the people
Treat anyone.
closest to him, he just takes advantage of.
Yep.
Yeah. And like he justifies this to himself, but like, yeah, it's clear that, yeah, all he cares about is his goal. And he's just like, somehow through his life, and we don't even know the true story of like his how he grew up, because he says a couple things, but they obviously could be lies.
He's like the Joker.
They could be true. It could be like, yeah. He's. I think he only gives like, yeah, the explanation of his backstory once, but like I was like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
It could be. I don't know. But he has justified it to himself that like this is what he's doing, and it doesn't matter who he uses to get there.
Yep.
I think his background is so I did a bit of research into Marty Reisman.
Oh yeah, the guy it's loosely based
this
on.
Character's loosely based on.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the keyword.
Inspired.
Yes.
By. Yeah, just like that, The Conjuring is based on real events. Yeah.
Right, but honestly, probably more similar story than you would think. And so I think it's probably fair to assume that Marty Mauser had Marty Reisman's upbringing. And that's kind of what I sort of headcanon as true, because it would also make sense, right?
For sure.
Marty Reisman grew up poor. He realized he was good at ping pong. It was a way to make money, was hustling. So his whole life he grew up, hustling and conning and just doing whatever, always kind of a morally gray, but such a showman. So just in a lot of ways, I think his personality is exactly Marty Mauser's, even if the events that happened in the story are pretty fictionalized.
Like that. So Marty gets to London, and he's at like a hostel with like a shared bathroom and like 10 guys, all the tennis players or table tennis players in a room together. And he complains about not being in the Ritz because he finds out that's where the like Federation of Table Tennis is staying, and he ends up being there. And this is where we see him in that interview where he's making jokes about doing what Auschwitz couldn't do to Kletsky. And then he notices Kay Stone, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, a former movie star who is now married to an ink pen magnate, Milton Rockwell. And he is immediately like, I'm going to go get her. She's going to be with me later.
Yeah.
I think a big part of why he's attracted to her and what catches his attention is as she's walking by, the reporters quit paying attention to him.
Yes.
And start paying attention to her.
Yep.
And I think he is genuinely attracted to her, but I think that's a big part of the attraction.
Yep.
Is she's someone who can steal the spotlight.
Yeah.
Say for the Ritz, fun story, like I also tried to read, I was just curious if I was like, this has to be based on someone. And yeah, like loosely inspired. And it seems like the real Marty wasn't probably a con man. He was a hustler who like bet on his games and stuff, but he did get in trouble for somehow forcing like the open, like the Table Tennis Federation to pay for expenses at the Ritz. That did actually happen.
That's awesome.
I don't know what exactly he did, but this something like that did happen.
Wow.
And he got in trouble for it.
That's so cool. So we then see the British Open start to play out. Marty does play against Kletsky. He does. He's up big, two sets to none. He's gonna win the third set pretty easily, and they do a fun little act for a little send off for Kletsky, which is nice. And then Kletsky and Marty go back to the Ritz, and they're having a nice little conversation, and we hear a proposal to Marty of, hey, you should do the Harlem Globetrotters with me. You should do the halftime show. We could do an act. It'll be fun. And Marty's like, I'm above that. I am like, he's in his, I'm doing this for the sport. I'm an athlete. I am better than that. And then he looks over and he sees Miss K, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to pay for that table's dinner, even though like that person's a multimillionaire. So he pays for their dinner. Kevin O'Leary's character comes over, has a conversation, The whole time Marty's just like winking at Gwyneth, like, "Hey, what's up?" And we hear a story.
It's such a dick.
It's unbelievable. Just the audacity of Marty this whole time.
Right.
Then we hear a story which is actually true about the experience of Kletsky in Auschwitz, where he was out disarming bombs by himself, so that way if he messed up, only he was affected. And he saw a beehive, and he covered himself in bee honey to allow his bunkmates to eat off of him, to like get nourishment. And that's a true story. That is something that actually happened to a person, I think to a player in table tennis. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting because it feels, again, like this movie is kind of frantic, but it did feel like a bit of a strange diversion, but it kind of sounds to me like something that like they found while researching this and just like wanted to tell based on the fact that it's true.
And if you didn't know it was true and you saw it in the movie, you'd be like, well, that's a lot. And then you find out it's true and you're like, oh, dear God. Like that's wild.
Like just wanted to share that. Yeah.
Yeah. The human spirit
interesting.
is amazing. So then he goes and plays Koto Endo, a Japanese player who has a different paddle than everyone else, a different technique than everyone else, and is deaf. So he can't really, or he's at least somewhat deaf. So he doesn't get distracted by all the other noises. And Marty has to play him in the finals, and he loses. And he loses his shit. He didn't think Japan was going to be able to be there. There was travel restrictions. You know, this is 7 years after World War II ended. So the fact that they even got a Japanese representative is kind of crazy to Marty and others. And he lost. And he doesn't take it well. And then he's offered by Rockwell an exhibition match against Endo in Tokyo, where he would throw the match to appease Japanese audiences to help sell pens. And he was like, go fuck yourself. This is a terrible idea. And then,
I just want to like point out because I think it was probably one of the most interesting parts of like Marty's character in this is that happens a little later. And like after he's, you made me think of it when he's talking about the Harlem Globetrotters. He's like, I'm not going to do that. And he's like spending this money and just living it up. And he's basically doing this in my mind, like he's sure he's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
He is completely confident that he's going to win and that's going to win him plenty of money and he's going to be fine. He's always kind of like floating on the edge, like spending the money and like he doesn't know where his next money is going to come from. And this is like peak confidence. And he says like, absolutely not to the Harlem Globetrotters. He loses, and that's immediately followed by a montage of him doing the Harlem Globetrotters thing.
Yeah, right.
Because he needs to make money now, because he didn't win the prize money. And then he gets back home, and I can't remember exactly, but he kind of gets back on his feet a little bit.
He does. Least.
Like he knows where his next meal is coming from.
Yep.
And that's when Rockwell makes the offer to him to do the exhibition match and lose, and so he says no immediately. Like he is very prideful, but he can also like, you know, once he absolutely needs it, he like does what he needs to do.
Yep.
And so like he was in a position of a little bit of power here, and so he said like absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. And then the punches begin. This is where I described it as you're on a roller coaster and the track is being built 2 feet in front of you, so you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're just upside down. There's a turn. Here's a straight. Here's ping pong for the next 20 minutes. And then, oh, my God, we're upside down again. Marty's arrested in his home by his uncle for the theft of the vault, which he told the person he stole from, you can tell them this is exactly what I did. He didn't bet on that happening. He thought he was too weak, and he did it.
Well, also, like, we don't know exactly what the deal was. Right?
That's true. We don't know if the 700 was,
but it was
actually
clear.
promised.
It was clear he took the job to make the money, and the uncle, he was like trying to settle up so he could pay for his ticket, and the uncle kind of was deferring him and saying, well, we'll settle up when you're closed, and then the uncle ghosted him, and he needed the money that night, so he robbed his coworker, saying, give me the $700 I'm owed, you can report it as a theft so you don't get in trouble or whatever.
Yep.
So I think in his mind, he took his money and he settled up.
Yes.
But yes, he comes back. and his uncle is arresting him.
Yeah, his uncle has a cop arrest him.
It's also, the cop is very clearly either the uncle's friend or was paid by the uncle.
He's in on it.
It's very much like, oh, we're trying to scare you.
Yeah.
And it,
looks like it was gonna work.
Yeah, you need to, quit clowning around with ping pong and come work at the shoe store. We'll make you the manager.
Be a manager.
I think that was their point or their purpose kind of all along.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
He managed to escape them and get on the flight to London before, but they're not letting him get away again.
Yeah. Except he does. They get out of the handcuffs. He talks about getting even with his uncle, and his uncle's like, all right, we're going to go out to dinner with your mom. We're going to go have a nice dinner. Then we'll talk about this. He says, all right, let me go get changed, because he just got out of the shower. Goes in his room, throws a bag out the fire escape, runs away from the police, and runs to Rachel's place of work, which is like a pet store. And we see Rachel is very pregnant, like 8 months pregnant. And he is not about acknowledging it. He's like, this is not something I need right now. This is not where my life is supposed to be. I just need to get out of here, and we'll talk about it later. And she kind of goes with it a little bit, but she, you can tell she's like, this is yours. We need to figure this out. And she's also in a bad relationship. She has like a very fucked up husband at home.
Or probably 50s standard.
Yeah. Normal by the 50s, yeah. And that husband sees Marty and like knows that he's probably doing this, and they find them like hugging, and he calls the police over. He's like, hey, he's in here. And then Marty runs away again and hides in the dumpster. And then goes to find his friend Wally, who's a taxi driver and played by Tyler, the Creator. And this was one of my favorite bits. Marty goes to a rundown hotel to shower and get cleaned up, and they tell him not to use the tub in the room that he got, but he did anyway, and he fell through and like cracked a dude's arm open and like landed on a dog in a bath, and like everything, and this is like the first time everything starts freaking out. It's kind of out of nowhere, and the adrenaline starts pumping, and yeah, it's the start of everything.
Yep.
So the old man gives the dog and money to Wally and Marty to go take care of the dog, bring him to the vet. It's this guy's like pride and joy. And the bag he has Marty open is full of cash. Like, this guy is flush with money.
Like a criminal.
Very obviously, like, unmarked bills.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not clean money.
Random assortment of cash in a bag. So he goes to New Jersey with Wally, and their plan is to hustle a bunch of people for money. They've done it before. They're like, hey, this place, I think we can hit it tonight. Let's do it. And Wally has this good bit where he's like, I got beat up by a fair in Manhattan, and I lost all my money, and I can't get it back. So he like loses a couple games. Marty plays the big tough guy, loses a little bit or ties him, and then the guy has to go play bowling. And then Marty just beats the shit out of Wally in table tennis. And everybody's like, no, man, we need to be on your side. And they get the mean guy to go play Marty again. And Marty just destroys him, takes him out, takes all their money, runs away with Wally. And then they go to a gas station to get out of there and fill up with gas. But they notice a truck full of all the bowlers coming to beat the shit out of them. And the dog gets out and bites them, and their windows get broken in the taxi, and then Marty sprays them all with gasoline, and then they run into an electric pole that slams in the gasoline and starts a big fire, and it's just this huge shit show that comes out of nowhere, and it's another punch that happens in this movie. And the dog runs away, and they're lost.
It was interesting, just shows like the absolutely unhinged, like, nonchalantness, I guess, of Marty.
Yes.
Like, first of all, like, just set the scene, like, his uncle basically takes all the money he made from the Harlem Globetrotters, so he's broke again. Mm-hmm. So he calls up his friends so they can do a hustle, but they need some starter cash.
Oh, and he owes $1,500 to the Ritz, and he's kicked out of the table tennis association because of a bunch of fines.
Right. Exactly. So he's like, all right, he finds out, while he's getting ready that he's in the hole $1,500 before he even gets to travel for the next one. And so when the gangster guy asks him to take the bet, he just sees the ability to take $50 and use that as starter cash. And so then he's riding high again. And he's like, we'll take care of the dog later.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the chaos happens and the dog runs off, he's just like, well, that's one problem solved.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not worried at all about this coming back.
Moving on.
Yeah.
He has blinders on.
Freaking out because his taxi screwed up, and he's just like, don't worry about it. I'll pay you for it.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like another person he's taking advantage of.
They did turn $100 into $400.
His oldest friends.
But then
they did.
It got thrown out of the car
successfully,
and they lost a lot of it.
that car, like, he's gonna lose. His buddy's gonna lose more on the car than what he gained.
And his buddy has a kid and like a family to take care of, and that's his way of business is that car.
He even tried, because they go to split the money, and he even tried to talk him into, hey man, how about I take it all now, and then I'll give you your split later, because I really need it.
I'll give you 10 times your
Yeah.
split. His whole plan is to get to Japan to get to the World Championships. That's what he wants. That's his whole goal now, is trying to get to the World Championships. So, if you remember earlier, Rockwell, Kay's husband, offered to take him to Japan and do an exhibition match a week or two before the Nationals or the World Championship. So now Marty sees this as his only opportunity to get there.
And it would be rigged for him to lose.
Correct. Yes.
And that's actually, we didn't even say that. Like, that's the only sticking point. He was like, oh, I'll do it after I play him for real. And he's like, no, it's got to be before, and you have to lose. And he was like, I won't do that.
No.
That was his entire sticking point.
Yep. So Rockwell says, no, we're not doing it. I already moved on. And then basically Marty lies about being one of Rockwell's dead son's army buddies to find out where he is. And then he goes in there and just walks in and pretends to be a friend of Kay's, and Kay. And he just walks into any room. He's like, oh yeah, I'm here for this. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Just like the ultimate confidence move. So he hangs out with Kay again. They have sex again. And Marty steals her necklace and gets it taken out of the shower drain, and he goes to pawn it, and it's costume jewelry because she's at a play. She's doing a play now. She's back in acting that Rockwell is paying for and filling the seats for, and she and Marty have a conversation about, basically Marty tells his whole motivation in his speech to Kay about, like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to where I am. I don't know where I'm going to eat next. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but it'll happen. I'll be fine. I'm just focused on table tennis. And Kay, like, it feels like Kay used to be like that, but now she's like kind of given up and cashed the check, as Marty says. And he throws that right in her face. And she's like, I hate you. This sucks. And then Rachel shows up and tells Marty that her husband Ira beat her. She has a black eye. And Marty goes and knocks him the fuck out with a table tennis award. Smacks him in the face with a trophy.
A trophy. Yeah.
So Rachel and Marty are now teamed up. Marty feels like he has to take care of Rachel now, finally. And they go to Dion's house, the friend, and they notice that, Dion has the orange balls that Marty made, and Marty kind of like left him hanging for 8 months. And they're just waiting for Marty to get it figured out.
Right.
So
he just tries to pick up right where they left off.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, we're good.
We're gonna do this tomorrow. We'll go talk to Spalding next week. Yeah. So Marty and Rachel steal Dion's dad's car to go to New Jersey to find the dog. They think if they find the dog, they can get money from the guy, because Marty saw the guy had a bunch of cash and this guy loves his dog. So we'll get a reward. They go to find the dog at a farmer's house, and Penn Gillette is the farmer.
It took me, because I'm like, I know that guy.
Yep.
That's wild.
No facial hair and a lot of lost weight. We'll do that.
Gillette.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great.
Also, the other guy that I recognized was the man with the golden voice.
Yes.
But I didn't place him until I was looking at this movie afterwards, and I saw, did you know this guy was in this movie? And I was like, holy shit, I knew I recognized that guy from something.
I know.
Turns out it was from a meme internet video from 15 years
2008.
ago.
Yeah. That's so good.
You know, glad he's doing well.
Yeah, exactly. So they go to New Jersey to try to get a reward and get the dog, but the farmer is not having it. He shoots at Marty. Rachel drives a car into the guy and breaks part of his house, and then they get out of there. And as they go back to Dion's house, he's throwing them out for stealing and damaging the car. So like everything's just imploding around Marty right now. Like his whole world is exploding. And Rachel cries to get Dion to let her stay. She's 8 months pregnant. You know, she's 4 weeks from giving birth. You can't kick me out in the street right now. And as she's crying, her black eye starts to smear because it's makeup. She hustled Marty. And Marty does not like that. And he basically tells her, "You're in my way." Like he explicitly tells her, "You're in my way." And then she goes back to her husband, Ira, and she just tells him, "It's not your kid." And he loses his shit. All the women in the apartment building come to check on her, and she says, "It's okay, it's okay." And that's kind of the end of them, it seems like, which is good. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Which I mean, we are finding out there that like she's also a hustler.
Yeah.
Which like makes sense. They're living in the same apartment building. They came from the same background. They're childhood friends.
Yeah.
Like she knows what he's about. And I feel like he probably knew that she's a hustler too, but like trusted her. And then finds out she's hustling him, which like, yeah, she's in a bad situation.
Yes.
And trying to get out of it.
But
like that when he leveled with her, I feel like it was like hustler to hustler, just like, I understand why you did this, but like I don't care.
I feel like Rachel loves Marty and always has, and like Marty probably does in the back of his mind, but he won't let himself get there.
I think he's so, I don't know if it's definitely like narcissistic to the point where he's only self-serving here.
A megalomaniac.
And I don't know if it's fully to the point where that's all he is. I don't think that's all he is and that's all he'll ever be. I think he's just kind of like that, but right now he's so driven by his goal that that's the only thing that matters.
True.
It's not even him that matters to himself. It's the goal.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets thrown out. Rachel breaks up with Ira, and Marty's on his way. So Case plays opening, night one, and Marty pops in, apologizes for stealing her jewelry. He tries to make up this whole story about, you know, how he's going to pawn it. And she's like, she sees right through it. She's like, "You found out it was costume jewelry." Came back. Kay gave him a note in a ticket for the play, and it said, "Meet me at this plot." They go meet in Central Park. She gives him a very expensive necklace. She says she gets one every year for her anniversary, and she had to sneak out of her party to come do this. And then they're caught having sex in Central Park by some cops, and the cops get bribed by the necklace. And then Kay is like, "All right, I'm gonna go get you another necklace from upstairs. I'll be back. I've already been gone a half hour. Like, I gotta be quick about this." So she goes upstairs and gets like, Kevin O'Leary's immediately like, "Where the fuck have you been? This is insane." And then her publicist is like, "Oh, the New York Times is on the line. Like, we can read the review right now." So she goes and listens to the review. We go back and see Marty waiting outside. The party's leaving. Everyone's leaving. He's like, "Oh, this is weird." So he goes inside and he finds Kay, and she's like not having it. She got a horrible review, obviously. So she is just fucked up crying in her room. And then she goes down to Rockwell, Kevin O'Leary, and says, "All right, I'll do anything. I'm here on my hands and knees. Let me go to Tokyo with you again." And he says, "Okay, but go grab the paddle out of my room." And he grabs a paddle like Endo has. And I read that, so they had a stunt ass. And Timothee said, "Nope, do it for real." So Kevin O'Leary actually paddled Timothée Chalamet. He had Timothée Chalamet bend over, take his pants off, and paddled him in front of like 5 other dudes as like a humiliation thing.
And a whole, yeah, in the movie in front of 5 other dudes, but also in the whole production.
Cast and crew, yeah, exactly. So we see Marty get off the plane, and not yet. Marty is now off with Rachel, who we see for one scene off trying to get the money for the dog without actually having the dog. So she has this plan where she's going to call the guy, have them meet up, and then have point at like a random dog that she knows is going to come out at a certain time and be like, "That's your dog. Go get him."
Shopkeep.
Oh my god, he got fucking
she like
ruined.
Gives a dog to a shopkeep and says like, "Hold this dog for me." Yeah. And then she calls him and says, "Okay, you can bring the dog out now." And he's like, "What is happening?"
Yeah. And the guy who has the money and the dog obviously knows it's not his dog. He pulls out a knife and just stabs the shopkeeper. And then the other guy that he's with, she's like, "I'm pregnant. He stole my money. Get him." And that guy pulls out a gun. So everyone's now off. And then Rachel gets kidnapped by them. Michigan is the guy's name. Shows up at the table tennis place where Marty is and says, "I got your girl downstairs. You're going to come down with me and we're going to go get my dog." And he's like, yeah, okay, hang on one second. He goes, "All right, that's fine, but I'm going to start beating your girl's stomach with a hammer." So immediately this guy's like not fucking around. So they get in the car. They're kidnapped basically by Michigan, and they go to the farmhouse where Moses the dog is. And we see Penn Jillette again, and there's a shootout again. Michigan is dead or dying. All the other men that the guy came with are dead or dying. The farmers dead or dying. Just a big shootout. Everyone's fallen. Rachel got shot in the chest. So Marty's freaking out. Marty discovers that the money that the guy had was mostly porn. There was like $10 in there. So he grabs it. He's like, "Don't worry, I got all the money. Like, he doesn't want Rachel to know that she got conned. And he goes to the hospital with Rachel, and Rachel gets like taken away into OR, and she like can't have him with her, and it's very like chaotic. Cut to Marty off the private plane with Kevin O'Leary in Japan the very next morning, like probably 6 hours later, if that. And Rachel starts to go into labor. So Marty learns that it's too late to enter the World Championship. He finds the guy who like runs the table tennis association. He's like, "No, dude, we're not letting you in." Like, this is the first person that he's ever heard a no from, it seems like, in a very long time. And he doesn't have a way around it. He knows it's the end of the line, and he goes through with the exhibition match. He loses to Ito, and then Rockwell is going to have him kiss a pig in front of everybody. And then Marty's like, "No, I don't want to do that." He kind of sets him off. And he tells the whole crowd of Japan, including some like USA Army soldiers, that it was a sham. Endo agreed to do this match. I want to do him in a real match. I want to actually do this. And the crowd is with him, and the crowd votes it on, and they do a real match, and Marty wins. Barely. One set, he wins like 22-20 or something like that. It was like really close.
Yeah.
And you see Marty like really take in the moment and experience what he's experiencing. And before this happens, Rockwell tells him, "You're going to get this, and it's not going to be what you want. Like, you're going to experience this. You're going to get it's not what you want. Trust me." And he was kind of right, but not in the way that Rockwell thought he was right. Marty is upset. He wins, but he kind of has this moment of like, I have like more to offer the world than this. This was like the thing I was going for. Now I have it, and I can go do other things now. He remembers Rachel, and he flies back with the Army. I thought that was pretty cool, because like, Rockwell's like, "You're not coming back with me. You're stuck here. Like, you're going to be here forever." And the Army flies him back on his plane, because of course they do, because of course he just walks up to them and is like, "Hey guys, I'm going back home. I need a ride."
Yeah. And he put on a good show for them. And This was post World War II, right?
The Army loved
We keep that in mind. So there was a sense of patriotism in Marty versus Endo.
Yes. It's USA versus Japan again.
Yep.
And Marty at one point even calls it, "I'm going to drop the third atomic bomb on them."
Yes.
So Marty flies home. He reunites with Rachel at the hospital, sees his mom, sees Rachel's parents, and he tells Rachel that he loves her and he's there for her. And then he goes and sees his newborn son, and he starts crying. And the needle drop at the end of this movie is, what do we say it was, Jake? At the end of the world? Tears for Fears?
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful. That last minute of this movie made the whole movie so much better for me because it was this arc of Marty. It was this arc of becoming a dad and like finding out what you're actually like meant to be in this world, and like it was his American dream becoming different, but it was the same idea of what he thought he wanted to feel by winning table tennis. He actually felt by seeing his kid for the first time.
I saw a great take, and I don't know the name of the YouTuber who did the analysis, but this is Marty Supreme analysis, and he concluded, and I really loved it, that it doesn't necessarily show Marty being redeemed, but it shows that Marty is redeemable.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Because we don't need to see him be redeemed, I don't think. We just need to see that he's capable of it. Because we know that when he puts his mind to something, it will happen. We've seen that he is that kind of person. So when he now sees this is his new dream, it's crazy. So good.
It's very interesting to me, like hearing your interpretation, because I'm curious about this. I felt similar, but not quite the same. And then Taylor has something, and that's what I was going to say. I'm curious about from you guys. So like first, like to me, it seemed more like he was just, once he accomplished that goal of like just being the best. Like I feel like his goal was proving that he was the best in the world, because he kept saying it, and then he lost to Endo, and that destroyed him. And so it was just, he just needed to beat Endo. Like he beat the number one player. He was at that point the number one player in the world, at least in his head. And it just like, I think it was what he wanted, but it just allowed him to then do other things. Like it basically allowed him to become a real person. To me.
That's where I land.
I like that. Yeah.
That he accomplished his goal. He falls down on the stage in relief, and then
literally like relief.
Yes.
Like it was like he needed to know that he was the best.
Yeah.
That I have a little different take on. I think in most sports movies, the protagonist is trying to prove to themselves that they're the best. I think Marty knows he's the best. He's trying to prove it to everyone else.
Ooh, that's really good.
That's part of the relief, like not just the accomplishment, but just the relief of being like, okay, there's no doubt now.
I don't.
Yep, exactly.
It's interesting because I don't think if that was in front of a big crowd, he would have felt the same relief. Because I think you're right, Jake. I think he needed the other people to see that he was like the people that were viewing it were important.
Yeah, he needed a crowd. I thought you were saying a bigger crowd. I was like, no, his ideal situation was at the championships. No. So I think he basically just accomplished that and was like, okay, now I can like live a life essentially, or at least attend to his responsibilities. Because it was something too, like it's partly comes across as con artisty, but partly he's always saying like, oh, once I do this, like I'll take care of you. Like he says to Rachel that he'll take care of her once he's done this, And so I think he's like, he actually meant, he's like, I just need to make this money and or secure myself. And he didn't accomplish that fully, but like he at least is like, okay, now I can focus on something else.
Right. I can go be the manager at the shoe store and like raise this family, and I'll be happy.
That's the other question I have for you. Because that was leaving this. I was saying to Taylor, like, I'm sure this was based on a true story, and I want to find out what happened to the real guy, because like he must have kept playing. Like, and my interpretation was that, if this movie were to continue, if we're just to continue watching Marty's life, he's still playing pink. He's still going to go for championships and stuff. Yeah. He just is like less frantic maybe about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Taylor said like she thought though that it was that he was like done, like that was his final hurrah, and that then he was going to settle down. And historical facts don't abide on this because it's not the same story. But I mean, the guy did end up, he won like 22 international championships. Yeah, he's like one of the most lauded players of all time in paddle sports.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not exactly important for the story because this is a very different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, like two people read it completely differently. That like Taylor thought he was done, like he had accomplished it, and now he was going to settle down and like become a manager of the shoe store. To me, it was just like kind of a singular goal that he accomplished, and now he could just make a career out of it.
Yeah, I would say that he probably settles down a little bit. But he,
Like
I would say
his way in.
yeah, I would say that the character of Marty Mauser would also not give up.
Yeah.
And he would keep playing. He would go on. I said earlier, I think that, you know, the personality and the history of Marty Mauser is very similar to Marty Reisman, even if the story is not. And I think that would continue too. He's not going to quit playing ping pong. But I think that growth, that scene at the end of him seeing his, you know, his newborn baby, I think he, you know, he settled down in the sense of, all right, no more, you know, we're done with the illegal and the dangerous and this. But
Yeah.
I think Marty Mauser will always be a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he's out of money, he's going to go do the Harlem Globetrotters thing, or go try to win it. But he's also going to like go home. Yeah, he's going to like go sleep at home instead of the table tennis spot.
Yeah.
I give this a solid 9 out of 10. I will buy the 4K Blu-ray when it comes out. I love this movie. It is, I think, the best movie of the year for 2025.
I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. Just stellar. My previous best movie of 25 was, for me, Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
After I watched this movie, I knew this was up there with it. And, you know, like One Battle is also another one that's up there with it.
Mm-hmm.
But after chewing on it, after thinking about it, after reading up on it, this does put it to the top. This is my movie of 2025. Yeah, this is a buy on physical for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, not much to add. 9 out of 10 for sure. Yeah, it can be argued higher, but don't worry about it. Like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there. My previous favorite was Begonia. It's honestly, I think I like this more. They're so different that it's just a completely different itch.
Right.
But like, I think this was just a bigger accomplishment, honestly. Like just what they pulled off is so, with like the pacing and the storytelling.
Yeah.
Puts it as just like something that's even more rewarding.
It felt like every piece of this movie came together at exactly the right time for exactly the right people that were in it. Like every acting person was in it, was great. The editing was fun, great. The music was great.
Everybody was in it for just the right amount of time.
Yes.
And they're very much just like supporting characters that Marty is bouncing off of, but they have their own arcs.
Yes.
And they're, you know, even if we don't see them directly, like I think the best example is Kay,
Mm-hmm.
by Gwyneth Paltrow. She, you know, we don't see her, you know, we just we piece together what happened when Marty sees her. And her arc is done. Marty realizes, hey, I'm not getting anything else out of her, so he moves on. So I think everybody in here was perfect. Special shout out to Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah.
Is he a great actor? No, he played himself. But so amazing casting decision.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And not to say he didn't do a great job. He did an amazing job.
He did. Yeah.
I only saw this in one place, so I don't know the veracity of it, but that he improvised the line, the vampire line.
Oh my God.
And if that's true, then major kudos.
Yeah, he's badass. If that's true.
Yeah, impressive. Another little fact you reminded me of with everything falling into place. So apparently this movie has been like written, or you know, I don't know when it got in development, but Safdie like came up with it. Cute story. Who knows if it's real? That his wife found the autobiography of the real Marty at like a used bookstore and bought it and gave it to him as inspiration.
Nice.
He turned it into Marty Supreme, and he's had it for a long time, and said that Timothee Chalamet was always who was going to play Marty to him. He saw him in Call Me by Your Name and said something to the effect of like he couldn't understand why no one saw like what potential he had before that, and was like it was his only casting choice for Marty.
That's so good.
Yeah, so like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I have a couple of more short notes that just never came up. One, very cool that Marty's rival Endo. What's Marty's greatest strength is his smooth talking, and Endo is deaf.
Yeah.
So off the bat, Endo's just immune to Marty's greatest strength, and Endo's Japanese, and Japanese culture is very much about the collectivism and the society and humility, and that's very much the antithesis of Marty and America. So, perfect adversary to have, because Endo doesn't dislike, I mean, he doesn't speak in the movie.
Right.
Yeah, he does not seem to have a strong feeling towards him.
Yeah.
But just to be there as an adversary, he's everything that Marty is not. I also have the movie is very respectful of the sport, right? Table tennis can be, you can make fun of it.
Yeah.
And this very much doesn't. It treats it as a serious sport.
Table tennis looked fun, looked intense. The whole movie. Yeah.
And Marty, as say what you want about his character, he was respectful of everybody that played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He was respectful of Endo. He was, when he beat somebody in a big game, he raised their arms up too. So he genuinely loved the sport, and he loved the players that played it.
Yep.
And then being a dick was giving advice.
Yeah. And then the one final, just like a bit of the history. So in 52, a Japanese player did show up with a paddle with foam on it. It was the first time they had seen a paddle with foam, and won. That was the first time that an Asian player won an international tournament, and that started their many, many years of dominance.
40-year run. Yeah.
Oh, I also saw that. I was reading the real Marty was outspoken and not liking the new paddles.
Oh.
Yeah. He
about it.
Old school.
He thought the spin and the speed that it added ruined the game, and that the game should have been about the rhythm. So he was a hard bat loyalist and to the end.
That's crazy.
And he won in 2002. He won they had a revival of hard bat ping pong,
cool.
and so they held a national open, and he won at the age of 67.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know what the sport was. I saw that he won a hard bat tournament at the age of, he was the oldest ever to win a paddle sport. So that's just like the old version of ping pong.
Non-pad.
It's just ping pong, but you have to use a wooden paddle.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Another fact, Josh Safdie premiered this at the 63rd Annual New York Film Festival as a surprise screening, and he said at the introduction that he finished the film at 2 a.m. the night before. So, just
nice.
Awesome. So cool. Let's hear some reviews from Letterboxd. We have May Thy Paddle Chip and Chatter. Great.
Nice.
Love that. You fucked my wife, and for that reason I'm out. Marty Supreme should have heated rivalry with that Japanese guy. I don't know if you get the heated rivalry joke. It's an HBO show about hockey players having sex, and the whole internet is like in love with that show. Yeah.
I'm like, I've seen that, but I don't know where.
Yeah. Never get in the way of crazy ass white boy trying to go to Japan. Also true. Very true. When you see this movie, you'll feel like you get your cock sucked by a vacuum cleaner. It's a great line. I've been thinking a lot about the honey scene. Yep. Timmy dropped his fat little nuts on everyone with this one. And finally tricks you into thinking it'll be a normal sports movie for about 30 minutes before evolving into the most batshit, nightmarish, Safdie-esque, Safdie comedy of errors to date. The third act might be the most exhilarated I've been by a movie all decade. Marty Supreme.
Yep.
Check it out in theaters now. What we're going to check out next is a game. We're doing a movie draft. This time, since Marty Supreme is a sports movie, we are doing sports movies. And do you want me to do the trivia that I think is embarrassing for you two, or no?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, let's hear it. Is it about sports or movies? Because both will be rough.
Sports. So there are 32 teams in the NFL. How many teams make it to the playoffs every year?
I feel like that. Maybe no.
Okay. Do you have an answer? Jake, do you have an answer?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
12.
16.
14.
Ooh.
I'm going to give it to Jake because Price is Right rules for the tiebreaker.
What a man.
Give it to me because I know that the Panthers are the only team in the playoffs that have a negative point differential.
Damn. Actually, you know what? That's massive. That's a big stat to know. How did you know that?
I got a friend that's a Panthers fan.
Okay, I was gonna say, like,
so I know it just enough to hate.
Walk past the YouTube video that was playing in the background or something, and just
It's a friend in that same group is a Rams fan.
and they're playing,
So,
and the Rams already lost the
yep.
Panthers once. Ooh. All right, Jake.
So that'll be. I'll get to shit talk somebody regardless.
Fuck yeah, that's the best place to be, honestly. Jake, who do you want to go first, second, or third?
So this one's tricky.
This is tough. This is a tough one.
Yeah. So let me see.
So the categories
Probably
are
find good ones for every category since it's across all years.
It is. So it's, and I gave you a list of 150 best sports movies from Rotten Tomatoes. If you think of one that isn't on there, go for it. The categories are box office, Academy Award wins, Academy Award nominees, Letterboxd review, bonus if it's in the top 250, Letterboxd review count high, and Letterboxd review low. I am going to just say we can't pick Marty Supreme for any of the Letterboxd ones because I've been looking at it the whole time.
Sounds good. Yeah. I'm going to say, I want to go third.
You go third? Who's going second?
Nate can go second.
All right, I'll go first. So I get box office. Some of the movies here are I, Tonya, Ford vs. Ferrari, Creed, Raging Bull, The Wrestler, Free Solo, Moneyball, F1 the movie, Marty Supreme, Maiden, Bull Durham. Like, it's Rocky. So yeah, we're basically going off of every sports movie ever created. I am going to go with F1 the movie as my box office because I just feel like that one did really well this year. It was kind of like the back to the movies thing, IMAX, 3D, or not 3D, but IMAX. So yeah, give me F1 the movie. Nate, who's your box office choice? A lot to choose from. Oh, we got Blades of Glory, Remember the Titans,
Nice,
Dodgeball, The Blind Side, $1 Million Arm.
Maybe something for lowest. Who knows though?
Yeah. So Nate's looking at box office, trying to find the best, highest movie one. This is a tough one. It's any movie you want, basically, that's sporty. I've just never even heard of half of these, I would say. I think there's a lot of...
No, I haven't heard of most of these.
There's a lot of documentaries in here, I'll tell you that much.
I'm pretty sure that Cool Runnings is better than half of these.
Dude, Cool Runnings rules. Anything John Candy is in.
What the fuck? Early Man. This isn't even a sports movie.
What is it?
I guess it looks like a Wallace and Gromit thing.
Oh, yeah. Plucky caveman and his sidekick. Face a grave threat. Yeah,
what the fuck is this list?
What is that?
You got for us here?
I don't know. Rotten Tomatoes put together.
It's completely randomly ordered too.
It's probably AI.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Damn, Shaolin Soccer has 89 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy.
Can that be true?
Is it 7 people? Let's see. How many reviews are there?
Are we
93
having
reviews.
to pick off this list or just
no, you can do a sports movie? Yeah.
Nope, any sports movie, but this list
Sorry,
is just here.
To help.
Fuck.
You
know what? It's probably not going to do that well, but Caddyshack.
Caddyshack is a good choice. I like that one.
Got name recognition.
Yep.
I just saw it.
I like that. Oh, you like just saw the movie, or you just saw it on the list?
I just saw it come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna do something else other than that, like based on just saying a random sports movie, but then I saw Caddyshack and whatever.
You're like, it's got to be it. All right, Jake.
Okay.
You get box office and then Academy Award wins.
Yes. I think for box office, we are not adjusting for inflation.
Correct.
I believe.
Correct.
So I'm going to just go with something
that rule.
You'll be
that's fine. Okay, I'm going to go Creed.
Creed's a good choice. Yeah.
I think it's big enough and it's also recent enough that I have that going for me.
That did well. Now we have Academy Award wins.
Nice.
That might be tough.
This is why I chose to go third. I don't know too many of these movies with the wins, but I know that The Blind Side has at least one win, and that's something.
That's a good one. I like that. Nate? Who do you think won something?
Fuck if I know.
I can tell you which ones were nominated for Best Picture. I think I remember a few. Oh, did Free Solo win documentary? That could be an easy one. If it did. Murder Ball.
No
also
idea.
Good documentary.
I'm going to say Moneyball.
Moneyball. Good choice.
Maybe.
I think it probably won Best
Maybe
Script.
Something.
That would be my guess. I'm going to go with The Wrestler because I'm pretty sure he won for Best Actor on that one. And then for nominations, I am going to go for... I feel like Raging Bull probably got a couple. I feel like Bull Durham got a couple. I feel like Rocky definitely did. I'm going to go with Rocky because I think that actually got a Best Picture nomination.
Go with Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher. That was a wild movie.
Yeah, might have something.
It was good.
I don't remember if they thought it was good.
I think it was up for Best Picture. That sounds right.
I was thinking maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe something with actor. I feel like he was going for actor.
Yeah.
With that movie.
For sure.
It's one of those. So
for sure.
Hopefully.
And Ruffalo probably got supporting actor.
I think car movies are good for at least some of the technical awards. So I'm going to say Ford versus Ferrari.
Good one. I believe it was also nominated for Best Picture. Pretty good spot. And then Letterboxd Review is also going to be top 250. You get a bonus point.
Okay. I don't think anything that we've listed is in the top 250. I think some of these are very close.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say Remember the Titans.
Ooh, that's a great choice.
That's, I think, pretty much loved by everybody who's seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. And like everybody probably saw it in high school or middle school if you're like our age. They just rolled out the TV and they're like, all right, we're going to watch Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
It's a good one. That's a good one. Nate, you have a choice?
Friday Night Lights. I'm going for
Ooh.
the same
I like that
idea.
I'm gonna go with $1 Million Baby. I'm pretty sure I think that won Best Picture or was at least nominated. I think I have a chance. All right, now we're going with review count high. So who has the most reviews? This one might be tough. Because I feel like there's nothing that's going to be like, oh, this one's obviously got a lot of people talking about it, you know?
Yeah.
What's a very popular movie that's on here? Like Senna stands out. I love the movie Senna. I don't know if you've seen this documentary about Ayrton Senna, the F1 driver. It was unbelievable. but I don't know that enough people have seen it to actually review it that many times. Jerry Maguire probably has a lot of reviews. League of Their Own probably has a lot of reviews. Smashing Machine probably has a good number of reviews. I love the movie Big Fan with Patton Oswalt, but I know that doesn't have that many reviews. The Natural, that's one like a lot of people like. Major League, that
Bend
could
It
be up
Like
there.
Beckham.
Oh, Invictus. Miracle. I'm also thinking like what ones are like quotable? Like, all right, I think I found it. I'm gonna go with Rudy. That feels like one people would talk about a lot.
That's good.
Nate, what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna do Free Solo and hope people are interested enough to make jokes.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
I loved it. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could see a lot of people making jokes. Jake,
Okay.
you're usually with the people.
This one's so tough. I can't decide if I want to go with an old movie that's such a classic and hope that people went back and did a review.
Yep.
So for that, I'm liking Karate Kid.
Oh, that's a great choice.
I also am tempted to do a movie that's more modern, not a film, but just a funny movie, and hope that people went to go make jokes and do Dodgeball.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one.
But I think, or I could try and go for a modern one, but I think I'm going to go with the Karate Kid.
I like that. The old one, right? The OG?
I'm going to bank on that. Yep, OG
Okay.
Karate Kid.
Okay.
If nothing else, I want to see the jokes that people make.
I love that. It's a great idea. All right, you might have to go off the board for this one, but we're going with Letterboxd review low.
That one I also have. I would assume it's off the board. Keeping with the table tennis theme,
Oh, God.
I want Balls of Fury.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Nate?
Similar vein, Blades of Glory.
It's a good one.
I don't care if people like it. It sucks.
They're wrong. I just had one and I forgot it, so I'm going to try to remember it. It's off the board. Oh, yeah, it's Leatherheads. I saw it's a football movie.
Is that a bad
football.
horror villain?
Yeah, it is. It's Leatherface's dumb cousin. All right. Our picks are in. Let's see who did best. F1, the movie. In box office terms, brought in worldwide $631 million.
Yep, that's
pretty
gonna be the
good.
winner.
Caddyshack. Now, this one has been released a couple times, probably. You know, people see it again and again and again. $39 million. That's tough. Let's see. What would that be today?
Yeah, old movies.
1980. Inflation to today. Just to see, Nate. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to prove I screwed anyway.
Yeah, exactly. 30. 117 million. So, yeah.
Brutal.
It's all right. I'll even give you that.
I like knowing it was a comedy. I was like, eh,
No.
even though it's Adam Sandler, but
Not Adam Sandler.
I was like hoping back then comedies did a little better. Like it was just more flat, but
Yeah.
whatever.
174 mil for Creed. So I got first. So I got 3 points. Nate got last. He has 1 point. And Jake got second. He has 2 points. Next up, we have Academy Award wins. I chose The Wrestler. Did I get that one right with at least one? I think Mickey Rourke might have won for that. Ooh, 0 wins. Damn. All right. Who's nominated, as was Marissa Tomei, won none of them. Moneyball. Let's see. That was Nate's pick. It was nominated for 6 Oscars, won none.
Look.
0.
Wow. I thought Moneyball was a safe bet for one.
I did too. The Blind Side did win an Oscar. Sandra Bullock won for best performance. So Jake will get 3. That brings him to 5. Me and Nate will each get 1. So that would be...
I just saw people talking about The Blind Side on Reddit literally a day or two ago, and
really?
the question was, what are movies that did not age well?
Yeah, it turns out that was all like really not cool.
I was gonna say, what in the context came out for real?
Yeah. Now it's like getting review bombs. So that actually might have been a good one to put for lowest review. Next up we have Academy Award nominations. I chose Rocky, which won 3 Oscars. Good on that. It was nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 nominations for Rocky.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Foxcatcher. I think Rocky's a movie we look back and we're like, it's not like a film. You know, it's in the IMDb top 250. Foxcatcher was nominated for 5 Oscars.
I'll take it.
It's just good. Partially carried by people talking about how good it is.
Yeah. Ford vs. Ferrari is also a top 250, rated number 202, and it had 4 Oscar nominations, but it won 2 of them. So I take home 3 points. That'd be 7. Nate takes home 2 points. That's 4, and Jake gets 1. That's 6. Now, IMDb top 250. Get a bonus point for that. Let's check if any of these get the bonus point first. We have $1 Million Baby.
Save Me, Denzel.
$1 Million Baby is in the top 250. It's number 184. Friday Night Lights. It won 4 Oscars. That's pretty crazy. Friday Night Lights that's the show. It's in the top 250 shows. I don't think that counts though. I'm having a hard time finding it because it's keeps showing me. Oh, there you go. There's the movie. Not in the top 250. And Remember the Titans. That was a good choice. Let's see if it panned out. No, not in the top 250.
Hate to see it.
All right, so now we're looking at who has the highest review. So let's look at $1 Million Baby. I've never seen it, so I'm not going to know if any things are funny, but I'm going to try to find some for you. It is a 4.03. That's kind of low, I feel like, for top.
We've had lower.
I think you're probably going to be safe because it's tough when a movie's older. I think older movies tend to they settle down.
Yeah, that's true. The funniest one is The Office season 5 episode 13 brought me here. It's the one where they discuss if Hilary Swank is hot or not. Friday Night Lights, the movie, came out in 2004. 3.58. Friday Night Lights. Texas seems like a horrible place to live. His name is Booby. It's a cliched sports movie who doesn't like cliched fucking sports movies. Aw, that's cute. So Friday Night Lights got a solid 3.58. Now let's check Remember the Titans. Remember.
Save Me, Denzel.
The Titans. Oh, no, you did Remember the Titans. Yeah, you did. Sorry. I thought we just did that one, but we did. 3.86 for Denzel and Remember the Titans. Good enough for second for Jake. Am I going to take Jake out? Ryan Gosling.
If you do, you're on a 2 streak because you won the last one.
That's true. Ryan Gosling singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough greater than the entirety of La La Land. I already forgot them. God damn it. All I want in life is for Denzel Washington to look at me and nod approvingly. True. Ryan Gosling looks like he's never played a day of any sport in his life. Sunshine should have kissed Petey instead. Great. So So I get 3 again. I'm up to 10. Nate gets 1. He's up to 5. Jake
Get
comes
your
with
bonus?
2. I did not. Thank you. Up to 8. I'm up to 11. Letterboxd review count high. I chose Rudy. Classic. 1993. It has 61,000. That is not going to cut it.
Yikes.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think all of these are going to be
Kind of rough.
lower than we're used to.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of sports
Yeah, I
people
think so.
like Letterboxd. Why do gym teachers like this
Shocker.
movie so hecking much? Men will literally devote their lives to college football before going to therapy. Fighting Irish. Notre Dame is
is
in
the
France,
therapy.
dummies. He got that dog in him. Yeah. Classic. Free Solo. Favorite of mine. It has 207,000 ratings. Already
Nice.
way ahead. That's a good one. Let's check some reviews. What gets you to giggle? A great movie about how annoying it is to date men. Turns out the hardest mountain for Alex to climb was love. Nah, just kidding. It was that giant fucking cliff. White people are fucking crazy. I lost all the liquid in my body through my hands. It is a very sweaty hand movie. I honestly feel like if this guy didn't climb rocks, he'd be a serial killer. The most stressful part of this movie is trying to figure out why these two people are dating. Yeah, it's great. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It's on Disney Plus, I'm pretty sure, because it's a Nat Geo documentary. And finally, Jake, going with a nostalgia choice, The Karate Kid, 1984. It has
So if it pays off,
516,000 ratings. Jake, once again, knows the people.
people love Karate Kid.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Johnny Lawrence was the Logan Paul of the 1980s.
Ooh.
I too would slow dance with Ralph Macchio in his shower curtain costume. Mr. Miyagi is such a kind man. He deserves the world. William Zabka and Ralph Macchio having an insane face card off. Solid.
I think it's one of those movies that, say you get big into Letterboxd,
Yeah.
and then you're going to go write reviews for the movies you have seen. So you're just thinking about movies that you've seen in your life. The Karate Kid comes up.
For sure. That's so true. That's so true.
Especially with its recent revitalization.
True. People are going back and being
It's
like,
got the Netflix show. It's got the new movie popping.
I saw the Paul Walter Hauser version. Let me keep watching this old one.
Yep.
As I spoke, Nate, still in last, 7 points. But Jake, coming up 11 now to my 12. It all comes down to Letterboxd review low. We're going to start off with Nate's. It's Blades of Glory. I don't hate it as much as Nate did, but I get it. It's not that good. It has a 3.13. That's tough. Do you just hate everybody? How do you hear that?
Yeah, a little bit.
While watching this, my friend asked me, how is this movie so gay and yet so homophobic? The B in LGBT stands for Blaze of Glory. I see you still look like a 15-year-old girl, but not hot. That's weird. Owen Wilson not being in this is the biggest Mandela effect ever. I don't know. So gay it cancels out the homophobia. Yassified I, Tanya. If this movie was made today, it would star Joaquin Phoenix and Timothee Chalamet backed by A24. True. All right. Jake. Balls of Fury. Came out in 2007. Starring Christopher Walken. 2.45 for Balls of Glory. Higher than I thought. I thought it was going to be a 1 something. Not going to lie. But let's check the reviews. We have impossible not to be distracted by how obviously they wanted Jack Black for this. God. You can tune into this fine film 5 to 6 times a day on Comedy Central. Marty Supreme doesn't come out until February 2026 where I live, so I watched this instead. I'm high as shit, and I don't know what the fuck was going on, but this was legendary. I could have been watching Antiques Roadshow. All right, 2.45. If I'm below that, I win. If I'm above that, I lose. Let's check out the movie Leatherheads. Watch, there's like 6 reviews, and they're all like 4s. Came out in 2008, starring George Clooney, Renee Zellweger, and John Krasinski.
Cast like that, it has to be good.
2.78.
I was just gonna say, as soon as I heard that cast, I was like, this sounds like it's gonna be bad.
But it has 2 fans and 11,000 ratings. So, like, you know, in the spirit of if you watched it, you probably were going to come in here and say it was good. 50% of the jokes in the movie are, haha, that's not the way football is supposed to be played. The problem is I don't know how football is actually supposed to be played. You've heard of a dad movie. You've heard a dad movie, but let me introduce you to a granddad movie. Ladies and gentlemen, your average Iowa Hawkeyes game. Damn. Jake ends up with 14 points. He's in first. Nate gets 1 point. He's in 8. I get 2 points. I also have 14 points. We're down to the tie. What did we do last time? There's a tiebreaker. Can't remember.
I think Nate came up with a question, or Nate looked something up.
It's like a box office thing, I think. Yeah. Nate, you got one?
I don't. I'm gonna get Marty Supreme trivia.
Yeah, just do like the box office for Marty Supreme right now. I have not looked at that, to be fair.
My Twitter's a lot of Marty Supreme,
okay.
So I've been seeing the box office numbers every couple of days.
How about I guess box office? You guess.
All right, I'm gonna ask you this.
Okay.
And you might just get it, but you might not.
Yeah.
What year did Chalamet start training his table tennis?
Oh. Okay, I have a guess.
And I also have a guess.
All right, you ready?
Hit me.
2018.
Yep. 2017.
2018.
Oh. Hell yeah. Hey, great round, everybody. That was fantastic.
Nice.
You know what else was fantastic? All of you for making it this far. Thank you for listening. I'd like to thank my guests, Nate and Jake, for joining us as always. If you're new here, you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. If you do this on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. If you're watching, hey, youtube.com/@RomanCinema is where you can find us. And as always, we're going to leave you with something to watch next. I started watching movies that I've just like not been watching in the background. And the one I watched the other day was Past Lives on HBO. It's about this lady from Korea who grows up with this kid who, like, as kids, they're like 12 and they're like, we're going to get married. And the boy doesn't stop believing that. And the girl moves to America and kind of forgets about him. And then they meet each other and she's married and he's not. And it's just a really cool.
He's like, what the fuck?
It's this cool look at like how different our lives can be just like based on decisions and how like looking back at what could have been and how it could be and how it is now and like not regretting it but also still reminiscing about it. It's a really well done movie, a shade under 2 hours. It had me locked in. I started off with it in the background. I ended up watching it like intently. So Past Lives, HBO Max, go check it out. Jake, what do you got for the people?
I got a few things I wanted to mention, so I'll do them all fairly quickly. It's been a while since our last episode. We took kind of a holiday break. But I saw Avatar, Fire and Ash.
IMAX 3D?
Nice. No.
Oh, 3D?
Just regular. No, I saw it with family, and 3D was vetoed.
That's fair.
But yeah, solid end to the trilogy.
Okay.
If you didn't like,
you think it's over? That's funny.
It's the trilogy is a contained story. They're doing a different story for 4 and 5.
That's how little I care. That's crazy.
Us
all right.
idiots.
Good to know.
Yeah, right.
It's more of the same, right? You know what to expect. Just a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
You know, Is it the deepest story? No, but it's a classic story, and I think it's well told, and it looks great, and that's why you're there watching it.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep. So that's Avatar. I finished Stranger Things,
Ooh.
unless the hype about the secret 9th episode is to be believed. I don't know if you're locked in enough to be seeing that.
I've seen that rumor. Yeah.
I have a kind of a similar review with that. I think it was a solid ending. I think Stranger Things as a series dipped in the middle, but I think it was stronger in the end. They definitely stuck the landing. Is it the most robust sci-fi? No, but it's pretty good for something that went into the zeitgeist, right?
True. That's a good point.
So overall happy with Stranger Things. And then the last thing that I just finished earlier today was Nuja, which...
The first one or the second one, or both?
The first one.
Okay.
I wanted to watch Nuja 2
Yeah.
because it is the highest grossing movie this year, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see it, and they just added both of them actually to HBO.
Yep.
So I checked out the first one. I mean, it's an animated kids movie, right? And same thing. If you watch it for 10 minutes, you will know how it ends. But just beautiful animation. Like,
cool.
We're talking like kind of peak Pixar level. I looked into the Chinese studio that did it, but I don't know who it is,
Yeah.
And I love mythology. And so it's just a Chinese mythology animated movie with some sick martial arts sequences. So I was a big fan. I'm pumped, not only for Nuja 2, but they have a movie in between them.
Oh.
That's a different story, but it's part of the same mythology universe.
That's cool.
That's apparently based off of some books that a Chinese author wrote.
That's badass.
So I have that one on my docket next, and then I will watch Nuja 2.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. You reminded me of this HBO talk. The Pit is back on Thursday. This will be out on Friday.
I'm so pumped.
Call out.
So
that's gonna be one episode a week, though, isn't it?
Yep. The next 15 weeks will be Hour at a Time of Pain and the best drama on television. Yeah. I'm so excited. Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, HBO. Good call on Nuja, though. That's one that's been like, I see it on the list. When I'm scrolling through HBO, I'm like, but yeah, I'll give it a try.
I love to watch it, and then I saw it was like a kids movie, and I was like, I don't know.
No, it's not Mad Cow.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely know what you're getting, but when the mood strikes, it's like if you're a fan of the mythology or the martial arts, I think it's worth it just for that alone. Nate does a beautiful job with that.
Nate does like martial arts.
It is Chinese with subtitles, so which is unfortunate because otherwise it'd be a great movie to watch in the background, and you just kind of tune in for the action sequences.
Is there a dub version?
Otherwise it'd be a good movie.
That's tough.
Yeah, there's no I wonder if Nuja 2 is dubbed because it was so successful.
I bet it was. I bet you're right.
Because I don't know for sure, but I feel like it was dubbed. So I was surprised when I started 1 and it's in Chinese.
Got it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not going to be able to understand this at all.
Right.
Great choices, Jake. Nate, leave him with something great.
Ooh. I don't think I really have anything.
Okay. You read any Dungeon Crawler
Taskmaster.
Dave or whatever?
I'm ready for that next book.
Okay.
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
That's
it. I'm sure that like 2 more will come out this year, so I'll recommend.
I just got the first one on audiobook. Haven't started it yet.
I bought the Kindle like
I've
a while
heard
ago.
very good things about the audiobook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spotify. All of us went. Spotify used to have audiobooks included with premium. Spotify got rid of that this month. Now it's $12 a month extra to have audiobooks, and I'm pissed.
You get like 5 hours a month for free, and I'm like
15 is what you used to get.
15?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's enough for one
I'd
month.
finish a book. Yeah, exactly. I'd go on my walks or like play video games and just listen to a book. Now I can't.
Yeah.
All right, Nate, what were you gonna say?
Taskmaster has two New Year's
Kumail
treats.
Nanjiani.
Kumail, season 21.
Yeah, next season's going to be Kumail, which is very exciting.
Awesome.
But they've also been doing like every New Year's, they do like a one-off episode with non-comedians. They have two coming out this year.
Yeah.
And we watched one. It was pretty good.
Susie Dent, right? From 8 out of 10 Cats.
Yeah.
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 Well, and actually from Countdown, but I watch 8 out of 10
Yeah.
Cats. And then there was a Champion of Champions episode too, with the last 5 champions that came out.
Yeah, lots of good Taskmaster.
I'm pumped for. I don't know where I saw it. I think it was a YouTube comment, but they said they can't wait for the end of season 25 because then they can do a Champion of Champions, and then they can do a Champion of Champions.
Oh shit! That'd be awesome.
And the award will be. Oh, they
just
are
Alex
whole
Horn
body. I was gonna say like
get
his
Alex
butthole or something.
Yeah.
Just a little Alex Horn to go with yourself.
That'd be perfect.
That'd be awesome. Oh my god, you're incredible.
They will too as soon as it's suggested.
Yep, that's such a good one. Yeah, Taskmaster rules, dude. I love watching that show.
Yeah, still good.
I know. I don't want there to be an American one, but I want there to be more American comedians on this one.
They tried.
I know.
And it sucked, and I'm not shocked.
It's just not the same, you know.
There's something about it.
American comedians don't do. I don't think at the time they were very good at like panel shows, but now that every comedian has a podcast, I think they would be good at it. Like, could you imagine like Bert Kreischer on Taskmaster, or like Pete Holmes or Safdie or Rick Glassman? Pete Holmes would be awesome. Mike Birbiglia. I'm pretty sure that's Pete Holmes' Mike Birbiglia impression. If you like either of them, listen to the Mike Birbiglia podcast episodes where Pete Holmes is on it. Some of the funniest like bickering, bantering you'll ever hear. They just make fun of each other for an hour, and it's amazing. Anyway, you're all amazing. Thanks for making it this far. We love you. We appreciate you. Enjoy your rum. Enjoy your cinema. We'll see you next time.